Today we are going to compare MEX exchange with BingX exchange. I am Sudhir. I am from Macro Trader community. I have been using one of these exchanges for 2 years and another exchange since it was launched. So MEX is the exchange that I have been using since it was launched in 2018, and BingX I have been using since last 2 years. Before we get started, if you want to get the best possible sign-up bonuses for these exchanges, check out the links in the description below. Right now, MEX is providing 8,000 USDT deposit bonuses and BingX is providing $1,000 USDT deposit bonuses. And this is a gist of both the exchanges, how they fare up against each other. Both were launched in 2018 and MEX has more number of markets, BingX has lesser number of markets. KYC limits are not mandatory in both these exchanges, and layout wise, they are pretty much straightforward and easy to understand and not like other exchanges. Maker taker fee is a standard in both the exchanges and security features are advanced, and both the exchanges have not reported any significant security breaches so far. And both of them also have insurance funds in case you want to recover your funds in case there is an emergency. And if you see in terms of size of the company, MEX exchange is a bigger company and BingX exchange is a smaller company, but both the exchanges are doing pretty well. MEX, if we speak about, it was launched in 2018. It is present in 170 countries and about 30 million users trust them. BingX was launched in 2018 and boasts about 20 million users worldwide. Both the exchanges are supporting spot futures and perpetuals for derivative traders. Now let's look at the volume. MEX in the spot is having a 3 billion trading volume in last 24 hours. And derivatives, MEX is having about $25 billion volume in last 24 hours. BingX is having about 277 million trading volume in last 24 hours at the spot trading exchange. And in derivative side, it is having about 4.4 billion in last 24 hours. If I compare both the exchanges in terms of volume, both these volumes are very decent and you will not face any slippages or missed orders when you trade on these exchanges. But particularly if I speak about more liquidity, I prefer MEX exchange because if you see its derivatives trading volume is almost 10 times of its spot trading, which is 3.2 to 25 billion. Now let's talk about KYC levels of both these exchanges. BingX is right now having these 3 levels of KYC: unverified, basic KYC and advanced KYC. KYC is not mandatory. You can trade with certain amount on BingX when you deposit. There are no deposit limits, but when you do basic KYC, you get daily deposit limits of 5,000 and monthly deposit limits of 50,000. And in terms of trading volume, there is no cap once you have done the KYC. And max 24 hours withdrawal is 20,000 and 5 million. You can do a KYC on BingX using your standard government IDs. In the basic KYC, you just have to give your government ID's basic identification number and your email address and your phone number and your name. In advanced KYC, you will have to do a video KYC, which is straightforward. If we speak about MEX KYC, there are 4 levels of KYC: no KYC, primary KYC, advanced KYC, and institutional KYC. Here are the withdrawal limits. I have not faced any issues with MEX. I have not done my KYC on MEX because it allows you to trade without any KYC also, and a 10 BTC withdrawal limit is very handsome and you will not require more. But in some jurisdiction, there are limits of deposits and withdrawals. If we speak about another very important feature that I want to see when I am signing up for a new exchange is the leverage limits. MEX is providing 400x leverage. Of course, 400x leverage is very dangerous. I don't recommend anybody use 400x leverage, but there is an option to trade on 400x leverage if you want to using MEX. The ideal leverage to trade with that I follow is 0 to 5x or 0 to 20x. And if you see on BingX, leverage goes up to 150x on certain pairs. And on Bitcoin and Ethereum, it is 50x, and on other currencies, it is 25x. So you can see which leverage levels you are comfortable trading with. But pretty much if you ignore this point, both the exchanges are equal in those terms because nobody trades more than 100x leverage usually. Fees is another feature that I look into because if you don't pay attention to the fees in spot or futures, these fees will eat away your capital. And this has happened already once with me. So I pay attention to this stuff. And if you see on spot, MEX is having maker taker fee of 0% to taker fee of 0.05%, and futures, it is having a maker fee of 0.01% and taker fee of 0.04%. And if we compare it with BingX, BingX on the spot is having 0.1%. fees flat on almost all trading pairs, and in futures, it is having a maker taker fee of 0.02% to 0.05%. So BingX is little costly if you see in that terms. If you want to trade futures or spot almost twice as costly. So that's the reason I prefer MEX. Now moving on to another feature which has brought a lot of relief to users in the crypto community, which is their proof of reserves that almost all exchanges have started showing. Proof of reserves is basically showing users that the exchange is solvent and has enough funds to give them when they want to withdraw in case of any emergency or hack. So if you see, BingX is right now over reserved. So what does this really means is that the number of funds exchange has is greater than the number of funds that the users have deposited with the exchange. So all the major currencies, they are over reserved. And similarly, MEX side also, if you see, they are over reserved. Their reserves ratio are really good. If you see, for example, Bitcoin reserve ratio, they have almost 3,975 Bitcoins, and MEX has 4,672 Bitcoins in their reserve. So in that way, they are over reserved and there is no need of any panic from any user who is using any of these exchanges. So MEX is also having its native token. MEX token holders are entitled to a number of benefits. They receive discounted subscriptions, they receive free airdrops, they get to vote on new listings, which token will get listed or not. And they also get trading fees discount if a user is holding MEX token, which is a native token of MEX exchange. On the other hand, BingX is not having any native token exchange of theirs, which you can use to reduce your trading fees or vote on airdrops or listings. This is one of the disadvantages of BingX. This brings me to conclusion that MEX is little better in my opinion because it has more number of markets to trade with. Its fees are low and the deposit bonus is also really handsome. And if you want the deposit bonuses, you can check out the links in the description below. We are BingX and MEX premium trading partners, so you can get the best bonuses through us. If you would like to see another comparison video of me comparing MEX with any other exchange, just let me know in the comments below and I will make that comparison video and we will meet again soon.